Okay, hey guys, just want to make a quick video on Bitcoin. Haven't made a video for a while. So this was going to be in the BTC USD chart, Coinbase, looking at more of a higher time frame, so 12-hour perspective. What's happened and some potential zones I'm looking and how I'm playing essentially this range that we've been stuck in since the beginning of January. So I've marked out the range, low to high. This is your midpoint here of the range. Essentially what happened is we came to the highs, we deviated from the highs. And when you have this grinding price action like this, you have to be very careful because as soon as price rejects and there's not enough bid, like you have a collection of stop losses like lined up to the downside. One of those gets hit, you slowly have this cascading liquidation effect, where as these stops get hit, more market sells and people being forced out of positions. And it just fuels the price down lower. As you can see, it happened within here and within here, and this grinding price action. So essentially, how I'm playing this range is I've split it into 4 parts. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 parts here. So we had this deviation. I was looking for this 42K region here, especially so I like to base a lot of my trades based on volume. And so you have these 2 high volume nodes here. I was looking for this region here, so it'd be basically a support resistance. So support, resistance, resistance. And essentially what happened here was initially we held it as support and we moved it up. But then on the spot CVD, there was just a lot of spot selling and people just getting out of positions. The SPX particularly was moving downwards, and since Bitcoin is just a higher beta of the SPX, we couldn't hold that as support, and we essentially moved downwards. So this was the first area of interest. Second area of interest was this 39K region. So we had some nice confluences here. So we had this bat harmonic where you got 886 across the top, 886 across the bottom, another support resistance region. So resistance, resistance. And then now holding a support into this pitchfork. There are a few other nice confluences there, just lined up with this high volume node. So I bought into here. I've TP'd one into that. Second TP would be into this 42K region here, so this little cluster here into this high volume node. Otherwise, stops at break even. So we'll see what plays out. I think it's more of a coin flip at the moment. What's going to happen here? It's very difficult to predict, and I think if you're trying to swing trade, especially within the mid of the range, it's just definitely not a good idea. So definitely TPs here, but yeah. So we're back into the middle of the range. Few trades I'm looking at. So we have these equal lows coming across here. I'd be very surprised if we don't come down and take the liquidity from here before we get a move back up. So if we bring on the momentum indicators, especially on the 12-hour, we are starting to form some divergences across the bottoms. So you're having lower lows and higher lows on price. Essentially what I'd like to see is, and when you accept into these low volume regions here, like price usually just goes sideways and fills out the volume here. So if we can go sideways, we can get this awesome oscillator closer to 0. Then maybe we have the moves down, grab the liquidity down here, which will bring the awesome oscillator down again. We'll have a lower low on the price, but we'll have a higher low on the momentum indicator. So if we move up, and then if we can get another higher low in the oversold region on the RSI, but a lower low in price, build those divergences. Oops, actually that should be like this. So you have a lower low in price, build those divergences, then I think you definitely have a nice trade to take. So if we break this, look to take the trade, maybe into the 886, you have an MPOC here. Otherwise, maybe you'll just get a quick sweep of the lows here. take the trade back up into here would be definitely your first TP. And then if we can break this and then hold it as support, can add more back up into here and then look to TP over here once again. So if we move out the lows here and we find resistance here and reject off here, then I think it's highly likely that then we're going to see the range lows. You've got nice weekly MPOC down here, which might offer some nice potential trade back within the range. We need more price action to see what develops on this leg down here to see where you would TP that. But yeah, just Bitcoin needs more time. Just moving sideways, see how the market develops. If we have a look here, there's one more point. Like, this was a super high volume node here, and that's exactly where we rejected from. So any chance of sticky areas, resistance areas, price is rejecting from them. So it isn't a a nice place to take swing trades at the moment to much higher levels. But we'll see how this develops at the moment. So those are the potential plays. Just split it into 4 zones. See which zones hold. See if you've got any divergences either on your momentum or your CVD based divergences, and try to take trades based of that. So yeah, if we have a look here, especially, so this is coin analyze, you got your CVD split between your derivatives, your spots, and then you have your open interest. Price is making higher highs, but CVD is definitely making lower lows, especially on spot. So there is absorption going down here. So limit sells are absorbing market sells. Stable coins have been going pretty much flat, and coin margin contracts pretty much flat as well, just going sideways. Open interest on stable coins is just flat completely, and pretty much on coin margins it's pretty much flat as well. So nothing really to say apart from that. People are buying here, they are absorbing limit sells. Let's having a look at bookmap. So this is bookmap. It's a aggregated visual representation of the order book of these 5 exchanges combined. So it's just a nice visual way to have a look at resting liquidity. So you can see there's a lot of resting liquidity below us, not much above us. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom yet, but it's definitely a time to be cautious, and you don't want to be swinging for the fences because the macro, and let's have a look at the SPX. Oops. Yeah. So for me, the SPX, this retest into here was key for me. If we could hold this here, then I would have been saying, yeah, we're going at least to test the highs again. But we got a rejection here. Now we've broken down from this support resistance region here. So if we just take a low to a high, usually SPX likes a 786. So 786 would lead into here, back into this support zone here. And then you'll see if we can build some divergences here, maybe we can, in this region here, maybe we can get another move back up. Otherwise, I think if you lose this box here, then you're heading much lower to an ABCD correction into something, at least the 39K region I'm looking at. And I think I've quite clearly labeled it as Goblin Town, because a move down to there would be, let's see, the 39K region, be about a 11 to 12%. So if you take Bitcoin, that's about a 30%, 25-30% move. And I think a 25-30% move then would send us straight tape price here. Yeah, you'd definitely be looking at these range lows here, 30K to 28K, looking for a retest here. So I think it's dependent on what happens with the SPX now. The DXY is something else which is important to pay attention to. We take this on a higher time frame. So essentially this is from 2015 up to where we are now. And if we overlay the Bitcoin price, like, it's no coincidence that these are not always, but pretty much inversely correlated. So as the DXY moved down, Bitcoin had its bull run in 2017. And then we had another correction on the SPX, which led to the most recent bull run in 2020 for Bitcoin. So it's important to pay attention to, because I think when the DXY tops out, then I think your risk assets will start to do well again. In terms of the DXY, let's just remove this. This 100 region to 104 region is really key to us. Like, we've rejected twice from it. If we bring up some momentum indicators, what essentially we're looking for, and I think, yeah. So we're starting to get this weekly divergences across here. So we have higher highs, but price hasn't breached this high here yet. So we are starting to get this weekly divergences. So essentially, if you just break this into a range, maybe the DXY tops out here, comes back down, and that would trigger at least a run past 50K for Bitcoin to the maybe 55, 58K. Is it a dead cat bounce? I mean, we'll wait and see if that does happen. Otherwise, if DXY breaks this region here, then I'm definitely looking at this consolidation region here. Maybe we, let me clear this up. Maybe we come into this high here, we form another run up. Essentially, you get this, and then you get this, and then you get another high into the weekly. And then you're getting even more divergences into this region here. And then maybe it tops out there. But I think the DXY is close to topping out. It's not far off of it, but we'll wait and see. So yeah, let's go back to Bitcoin. Oh yeah, here, over here. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm looking at. That's Bitcoin on the 12-hour for you. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and in the information section is my Twitter, so please follow me on Twitter. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.